We found Indian Joe in the desert outside Santan Valley. He was kept in a 12 by 12 stall. He didn't have any companions, and his people were just too busy to establish a bond. When we got him home, we noticed how closed he was. Having spent all that time, years in fact, in a tiny 12 by 12 enclosure with no stimulation or interaction, Indy was shut down and descended into his own mind, and pretty well was ignoring his surroundings. When turned out with the others, he would stand alone, and the other horses would bully him as they sensed his unwillingness to defend himself and his lack of interest in the rest of the herd. Here at StrongHorse Trail Breakers, we profoundly believe in the power of the herd. Without a cohesive herd, chaos ensues. In a wild herd, there are always two horses in charge, the alpha mare and the stallion. In our domestic barnyard herds, we don't always have those two individuals, so someone has to fake it till they make it. Often geldings will impersonate the traits of a stallion, especially when a mare is in season. The more dominant horses pushing and moving all the others to establish herd hierarchy. In these ways, order is established and troubles are few when everyone cooperates. Rarely is it the size or the strength that determines these positions, but the attitude and clear communications. The predominant way a horse shows their dominance over another horse is by making them move their feet. The horse that gives in and moves his feet is submitting to the horse that communicates to move. A horse has several ways to communicate this, using their eyes, where and how they look, and eye contact. Position of the ear and even hoof placement is all important communication and is a complete dialogue. If the dominant horse is resisted, they will increase the pressure on which they ask the other horse to submit. In degrees, they increase the pressure they apply. First a look of the eye and then a flick of the ear. If that doesn't do the trick, they're quite ready to increase the pressure and will move and strike out towards their intended victim. And so with all this in mind, we set about to bring Indy out of his doldrums and bring him to a new position within his newfound herd. We began by performing what we like to call a herd run. Essentially, we send them all off together in a round pen or arena, depending on the size of the herd. When we work a horse in the round pen, our communications are that of the alpha mare, and we can control the behavior of a horse with our eye contact and our body language until a horse is willing to submit to our leadership. Once you've established that leadership, you can influence the behaviors of multiple horses, just as the lead mare does for the entire wild herd. As we worked the herd in the round pen, we saw Indian Joe build his confidence as the entire hierarchy of the herd was established. Our next step was the bareback herd run, again running the herd, but from the back of the horse. This helps establish the ridden horse as a leader to the others as they recognize that you, the alpha, and the horse being ridden are herd leaders. We continue this process, bringing Indian Joe deeper into liberty work by eliminating halter and lines and graduating to a Mustang neck rope. Soon he was working at complete liberty and had achieved an amazing sense of confidence as he moved the larger, more dominant horses about the pen. Indy was already an exceptionally well-broke horse. Under saddle, he was impeccable. However, we did notice he needed a little bit more muscle tone, and so we set to work to build his fitness and his stamina. Long trail rides, hill work, and ponying were the mainstays of his new regiment. As Indian Joe's progress was realized, we chose to begin exposing Joe to more extreme training challenges. He was such a calm, collected guy, we thought he'd be quite an asset in mounted shooting. Soon we were desensitizing him to the sounds and smells of firearms. By beginning his lessons with an empty cap gun, he became used to the clicking, and we soon added the caps. This was louder, more realistic, and also the caps actually smell like gunpowder, and thereby desensitizing him to the smell as well as the sounds of gunfire. All the while, we continue many trail adventures as Indian Joe continues to thrive as a StrongHorse trail partner. Stay tuned for more training tips. Thank you for watching.